We're getting advice here from
Got
Carry
questions
Manuel
for the police chief here.
Mountain Home Police Chief. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We were talking earlier about what we were going to talk about, and since this is the new year, we can talk about some of the things that happened last year that might have been of importance to you and your department. Can we start off with that?
Well, yes. One thing that's very important to us and something that we had identified many years ago was a need for our police department and our employees, and ultimately assisting us with providing better police services to our community. And that was to obtain a larger facility. Some people may remember back in 2007 the city signed a letter of intent to purchase the old library. Mm-hmm. Well, all these years we've been working on that project, and then December of last year we finally got to really working on the project, and in May of 2011 we were able to move into the new building. Mm-hmm. After about 6 months of really hard work on the project. Mm-hmm. And it's given us a facility that's 3 times larger than our old police department, and it has really improved morale. Mm-hmm. And given us just a better ability to deliver good police services to our community.
Yeah. So you do have enough room, and is it going to be a situation where in 6 months later you'll be saying, oh gosh, we're about to outgrow this?
Well, no, during my time in law enforcement, this is our 3rd facility since I've been employed with the Mountain Home Police Department. And I would say that this facility will take us well beyond another 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Are you building a new parking? Because you can kind of see it from the highway. Are you extending the parking lot? There's something's going on back in there.
The parking lot is still the same size.
Yeah.
Now, it went through sort of some renovation in the very beginning. We had a new overlay to kind of make it look better, and it also improved the appearance. At the moment, they're working on some water and sewer project in the area, and then there's going to be some work done on, I believe, rebuilding and overlaying the street from up around City Hall back to the police department to improve that street.
Well, it seems to be more visible, like if you go down West Road and kind of look back over toward the old library, the building seems to be more visible over in there. So I thought, well, you've opened up something or taken something out, but...
well, the only thing really is probably the street work at this point.
Street work.
Maybe it's the winter time, it kind of opened up the vegetation. There's no buildings or anything like that have been moved. There is some extra signage out front, indicating that it is a police department, and especially it's well lit at night, so when we have people come to visit our area at nighttime, they have the identification of our location. So we still, the renovation project was on the inside of the building at this point. The whole inside has been completely renovated, and we're working on the next phase, which will be getting the financing or the funds to do the outside.
Because you got more office space and things like that, just elbow room, or?
Oh, tremendous amount of elbow room. It's almost like you walk down the hallways now. It's like, well, we don't have enough people. We got so much room. We've come from 4,000 square feet up to 12,000 square feet, and we still have some of it that just simply it's room that's there for future expansion. But it really did relieve a lot of pressures that we had in having so many people confined in such a small place.
Yeah.
Now, the 911 facility was adjacent to the old police station. Are they part of you now, or are they still where they're at?
The 911 is still located in the same building.
That's a countywide. Is that part of the county, or is it part of the?
It is a county building.
Yeah.
It has county 911 operators in it as well. We do maintain a dispatch of 5 dispatchers and communicators who work in that facility as well. So that has not changed. That setup is still the same.
Yeah. Now we talked earlier about you said you had some stats from last year and the year before, or you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we released our crime and other activities statistics yesterday at our Public Safety Committee meeting. Mountain Home is still a great place to live in. Number one, I'd like to focus on that, is when it comes to violent crimes against people, we rate very, very low compared to the state average as well as the national average. That is a very good thing. One of the things that we do see an uptick in, and something that's on the increase, is theft of property. Theft of property is ranging. It's really theft, but it could be shoplifting, it could be theft from motor vehicles or homes, from our yards, and then things like that. That's one of the key things for next year. Well, I'll say next year, really this year, for 2012 now, is we need to focus on educating our community more, so we can try to keep our people from becoming a victim. You know, harden the target, and I think some awareness is in store. So something during this year we're going to be working on is trying to get people to do one thing: lock your cars, lock your homes. I know there's a lot of people who don't. You can go somewhere, you can ask people, how many people don't lock their cars? How many people don't lock their homes? And you're going to get a high response of folks who say, well, we don't lock them. What has happened in about the last 3 years, up through and including 2011, is the increase of thefts in the community. Now, the other crimes tend to be pretty close to the same, you know, a little decrease, a little bit more, but the theft of property is on the increase.
But
and if we can do some things to harden the target, and ourselves being the target, that will help us as well as our community.
And excuse me. A lot of it's just complacency, because you did mention this is such a wonderful, safe place to live that we've just all got conditioned where, oh, I don't need to lock that, or I can just leave my mower out in the front yard and it'll be there when I get there tomorrow. You know, and so you've got to combat that because it has always been such a wonderful, safe place to live, that people aren't taking the precautions that you're going to suggest that we start taking.
Right, exactly. It's the thefts that we see, for the most part, they're crimes of opportunity, we call them. It's somebody could be walking down the street at night. They see cars that are parked. It's very easy just to go from car to car and find several unlocked cars. Inside your vehicles, you're going to find things that are pretty popular to a thief. Laptop computers, cash, stereo systems, GPS systems, and so what you'll see a high value in dollars of property being stolen, especially when it comes to a laptop. And it's so easy for them to do that. We have been successful in making several arrests over the years for these thefts, but nonetheless, the people still become a victim. It can be traumatic at times. It can be a monetary loss as well, and we just don't like to become victims as individuals. And of course, we kind of take it personal at the police department. We hate to see this happen. So we're going to do more this year in trying to make our people aware that is a problem, and we simply need to lock our vehicles and make sure we lock our homes.
And I'm sure you want our viewers out there that live in the city limits to be proactive, and if they see someone that looks a little suspicious, to go ahead and call. I'm sure you don't want them to let a crime just go by.
Well, exactly. And I'll use a very simple case. An example would be 2 o'clock in the morning, see somebody with a TV on their shoulder walking down the street. Good reason to give us a call. But anything that basically is out of the ordinary and would make you suspicious, the time of day, the location, the areas where thefts are taking place, the trends, yes, give us a call.
And do you recommend they call 911, or do you recommend them call your police station direct?
If that's the only thing you need to do, 911's okay. We'd like to keep that number open for true emergencies for people, you know, with health and crimes against people. But you know, if it's that type of criminal activity and you see somebody, by all means, give 911 a call.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I know the police will come out and check, because it was several years ago, but I came home one night a little after 11 o'clock, and there was a guy just parked out in front of my house, just sitting out there in a truck, and he was out there for a long time, and I finally called the police, and I said, I don't want to be some nervous Nellie. I said, but there's nothing but a bunch of little old widow women in my neighborhood, and there's just some guy sitting in a pickup truck. And the officer said, well, ma'am, he's not doing anything wrong. There's really no reason for him to be there, so I just think I'll drop by and say hello. And pretty soon, he, you know, just chatted, and pretty soon the pickup truck went on its merry way. And I thought that was a very good point. He said, well, he's not doing anything wrong, but I'll just stop and ask him what he's doing sitting there.
Well, don't be afraid to call the police. By all means, that's what we're here for. We're here to serve a community. We want to make it as safe a community as possible for our people. And what might be very insignificant to our community may be very important, and sometimes an important link between a case and a suspect.
Right, and the solution to the problem.
Exactly. Don't ever hesitate or feel like you shouldn't call.
Good,
Yeah.
good advice.
Good, wonderful.
Corey, thanks a lot for being here. Great information, great department. Thanks for being there for us. You protecting and serving the public, and that's your motto. And thank you so much for being there for all of us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I have a passion for this job. Always like to make our police department as good as we can to serve our community better, and it's that good cooperation between an organization and a community that makes, in this case, us successful. So you got to have that cooperation, and we appreciate our citizens being behind us as well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have Jeff Kincaid and Officer Helmert, and they're going to be announcing their new drug dog.
Yeah, it just says bomber.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know what that means. We'll find out about it from them directly. Stay with us.